EF3 or EF4 strength, strong enough to blow open a hatch, blow open a door, and rip instruments off the top of the vehicle, but it did stay on the ground as designed. Certainly some amazing video. Ted and Mary?
Wow, unbelievable. The clarity.
I appreciate the pictures, but
Yeah.
and even in a vehicle like that, you almost have to say, is it worth it?
Hardy souls out there taking those pictures. I couldn't do it.
Indeed. Well, talking taxes now, Republican lawmakers are proposing a sweeping overhaul of the Wisconsin tax code and hundreds of millions of dollars in new tax cuts.
The plan is sparking some new debate over state priorities, and Democrats are saying it'll just make the rich even richer.
It's all happening with about a week to go before the Legislative Budget Committee finishes writing state spending plan for the next 2 years.
Fox 6's Mike Lowe reports from the state capitol for tonight's political lowdown.
Slicing up the surplus. One state representative says $700 million in newfound money should go to tax cuts for Wisconsin workers.
We just got tremendous news that the state of Wisconsin has over $500 million in surplus revenues as a result of our economic growth. So that's a game changer.
That and about $180 million originally intended for the UW system, now going back into state coffers, means Wisconsin has extra money.
We're simply giving it back to taxpayers.
He unveiled a plan Tuesday that would overhaul the state's tax code, eliminating 20 credits for special interests that would save about $5 million, and simplifying the code from 5 income brackets to 3.
The person who's very well off has a same tax bracket as someone who's working as a cashier.
We don't need Mickey Mouse credits all over the place.
Governor Walker had already proposed a plan that would cut income taxes by $343 million in this budget.
My priority was more for public education and more for the hardworking taxpayers.
Kooyenga's plan adds another $450 million on top of that. The state's top earners would benefit the most, something Kooyenga acknowledged.
When over 50% of our tax revenue comes from the top 10% of wage earners, it is nearly impossible to create a tax reform or tax cut that is not going to disproportionately lower taxes for upper middle class and rich taxpayers.
The plan benefits the rich.
State Representative John Richards blasted the plan, saying Republican priorities were misguided. He says the lion's share of the surplus should be returned to education after historic cuts in 2011.
The largest cut in the history of our state in the last budget, and the dollar amount of that cut almost equals the amount of money that's going to be spent on the tax cuts in this budget. So I think that it's clear where the money's coming from. It's coming from our schools.
This tax plan is expected to be debated in an executive session of the Joint Finance Committee sometime this week. Reporting at the state capitol in Madison, Mike Lowe, Fox 6 News.
The Brewers are going to keep playing the Minnesota Twins this week.
But after tonight, it won't be at Miller Park. That's where we find Tim Van Voren tonight. Hi there, Tim.
Hey, Mary and Ted, that's a little strange, isn't it? In fact, Ron